All right, hello. Welcome everyone back to a happy hour show from the Burgh. We in Pittsburgh. Oh, who is we? Well, it's this guy Billy Bob quotes I picked up in Chicago. Billy Bob, how you doing, man?
What is good, brother? I'm here to party. I'm here to chill.
All right. Well, how about a shot of that fireball, man?
Let's do it.
All right, there we go.
Fireball.
I feel so left out.
You guys are special.
You know that in every city you've seen a baseball game at this week. Oh,
Yep. So we're on the.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's good. It's good.
I'll put that away.
All right. There you go. How is everybody doing? Motley Investor, how you doing over there?
I'm doing great.
Black Hexkin, I just saw you like just a day or two ago. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Back home. Feels good.
Home and feeling good. So for those who watch the show frequently, everybody pretty much knew that Big K was throwing out the first pitch. And we were just getting Motley's take on it since he saw it on the social medias. So what did you think about Big K's first pitch there, Motley?
Yeah, so like I was telling you guys in the green room, I saw it finally on Twitter, and it was so bad. I was like, I really hope that was intentional, because if it wasn't intentional, that might be the most girly, terrible throw I've ever seen in my life. And then, yeah, you were just telling me that he got the green light from Richard to make it the most outlandish pitch that he could. So made sense. I wish he just was able to have more Hex and PulseChain and PulseX stuff on him, but I think due to you were telling me the limitations they had out there, like he could only put so much stuff on.
Yeah, I think one item might have been confiscated for headgear and, trying to sneak a little bit more in, which you couldn't tell really, but I guess that was kind of the point. Up close, the jersey was pretty sick. It has like a Yankees vibe with number 7, Big K on it. So that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Like,
it looked fun.
How have you been in the 48 hours since I've seen you last? Well, less than that. So last I saw you, I think was on Instagram.com/Cabana Crypto. There was a video of you and Billy Ray or Billy Bob. Or
you don't even know his name.
Yeah, it's Billy Ray quotes. We've been calling him like both things all week. But
his name changes by the amount of drinks they have, guys.
Yes.
It gets long. It gets longer.
That's probably right. Yeah.
Billy Ray, Billy Bob Ray.
Yeah, Billy Ray. Billy Ray.
What happens to what happens at Wrigley stays at Wrigley?
Well, I mean, it was on Instagram, so it was just a quick fancy boomerang of Black Hexkin here and Billy Ray quotes. So yeah, it was fun. I don't think it's up anymore, unfortunately. So anyway, what is like news of the week? We're just gonna have like a casual chat here for like probably another 45 minutes or so. I know most of us have plans tonight, Motley included down there. I think you are going to a little soiree.
Yeah, friend Hexican's birthday party tonight. So
nice. Yep. What do you got going on, Black Hexagon?
Actually, I'm relaxed till Father's Day. What's today? Friday. So I have today Sunday and tomorrow to just chill. But then on Saturday, down here in San Diego, it's like 3 holidays in one. Right? It's Juneteenth, it's Father's Day, and our area code is 619. So the date is 619 day. So the city's going to have all kind of crazy shit going on. We're going to go down to the beach. They got like a car show going on. I wish I still had the Hex car. But
yeah, really?
Right.
Damn, you have an area code holiday? I never had a 904 holiday.
Well, I mean, like, not every area code, can do it. Like 858. What the fuck? I mean, what are they going to do?
I could do the 904, though.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Right. We do that here.
619 is pretty cool because any wrestling fans out there, Rey Mysterio identifies as the 619. So
yeah, but isn't he from here too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah, he had it like branded all on his.
Us 619ers, we rep hard.
As you did in Chicago with that San Diego Padres hat.
Had to do it, and I felt so bad afterwards because Big K is like. The day before he went to the same, they play each other like 3 days in a row, and the score started off like 5-0, and so he's telling me a story, and so like when I saw 5-0 Cubs up, I stopped watching the game. I'm like, whatever. And Big K's like, oh, since they were up, I'm like a season ticket holder, I'm gonna go up there, He's like, by the time he got there, it was like 5-3. Then by the time he like got comfortable, they were like tied. And then they end up losing. So like the next day he was like, oh, I know they're going to lose. And then I come in with my Padres hat, just like shoving it in his face, you know, and then they got their ass beat. That was pretty bad. It was like, what, 19-5?
I think, or 6. Maybe they got 6.
Man.
But, you know, it's bad when they bring in the first baseman to pitch because, you know, they don't want to use up any more pitchers. So
yeah.
That was funny.
But the game was good. It was good vibes. Billy Boy quotes, whatever his name is over there.
Billy Boy now. Billy Boy. Yeah. So Billy Bob, Billy Boy, Billy Ray. We got them all.
whoever he is.
Billy quotes crypto.
Billy quotes crypto.
Okay.
For now.
For now. Until I have another drink.
Until another drink, yep.
I mean, we might as well, you know, do another one since it's our, you know, one of the last legs of our baseball park tour.
It's tough.
Yeah, I know. It's tougher on him than he's going to get
out. He was
anyway, he's putting in the work.
How many more games are you guys going to see?
Tonight, and I think, why would you want to do that one?
I don't.
Okay.
Grab some Sambuca or some shit.
It's a big bottle of.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. But shoot, what were we talking about? Oh,
the baseball games.
Billy Ray, I'm gonna go with. He might be doing a game in DC tomorrow, right?
Yes.
So like he's doing a bonus one.
Nice.
But yeah,
Ryan Zimmerman's retirement ceremony.
Yeah. So Ryan Zimmerman for the Nationals.
I got tickets for it at the beginning of the season, and it just happens to be tomorrow.
Yes, that's right. You have Archie's like mullets are us. So there you go. Let's say hi.
Yeah. Yeah. Get it going, right?
It's such a bad mullet.
It's probably gotten like more like less and less hygienic as time has gone on, I'm sure.
I mean, he wore that all night at the baseball stadium, so I don't know what's going on in there, man.
Be careful.
It's like two-tone if you look at the detail. So yeah, that's funny.
Wait, did he? So I saw you guys playing around in Chaos's little mad scientist lab. Did he get? Awesome. Yeah, I bet. Did he get that from Johnny, or did you get it somewhere else?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
There was an assortment to choose from. And
yeah, I bet.
He put it on, and I was like, man, this actually works. And Chaos was like, you pull it off, man. So
yeah. It's like one of the few things still on like my Hexagon bucket list is to go out to Johnny's place and check out the mad laboratory that he works on out there.
Yeah,
super awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And thanks if you're watching Johnny Chaos for that delicious barbecue, bacon cheddar burger. Very good. Very good.
Well, so when you get out to go see Chaos, you have to have him take you to get a barbecue bacon cheeseburger.
It's a necessity.
Okay.
If he doesn't like you.
Yeah.
You don't have to twist my arm.
So I guess go just around some quick topics. I mean, Motley, the Celsius thing keeps like unraveling, and I mean it's unraveled about as far as it can now. So it's like Richard is like dunking on it. I was hoping he would, and he certainly is, and deservedly so, because all these things keep failing around us. And even on CNBC today, we were listening to it on the drive over here, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's these yield-bearing cryptos. They're all, going to zero, and having problems getting hacked, or have code problems, whatever." And they're like, "Well, the 20% APY that's stated is just ridiculously high, so something has to be wrong." And I'm like, I know something double that. That's better. And they just ignore Hex. Of course, it's mainstream media, but it's like one of these days, man, if like, we get a few funds, multiple, because I think Van Eck is in, but at least I hope they're still in. But if we get some more, funds in this thing, maybe they'll actually be able to mention it. But yeah, the Celsius thing is what I was originally starting with. What's your take on that? Because man, this has just been a painful road for especially some of these people that can't get their funds freed either.
Omar.
Yeah, right.
Omar.
So shout out to if you guys haven't seen it, if you look up Hex Search IO on Twitter, really cool hexagon that just made like a search website where you can go through all of Richard's streams and you can look up keywords. That thing has been really integral in the fact that we went back and were able to clip out all from his previous streams of every time he's warned people of Celsius, not your keys, not your crypto, BlockFi, essentially anything lending platform, third party, all this centralized bullshit that we've been trying to get away. He's been trying to get people to get their crypto off these exchanges, off these lending platforms forever. And that was a really cool thing that Hexagon built, hexsearch.io, where you can go back and get all that material and show people like, look, Richard's been talking about this 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. His message stays very consistent as far as that's concerned when it comes to not your keys, not your crypto. And you can show it to people like the dude's right again, you know, another check in the box. It's what makes it frustrating because you see all these scumbags. So like I was watching Crypto Man Ran or whatever and his like crypto banner show, and he had that Mike Alfred guy on there and a couple others. And, you know, they're talking shit about Hex, but it's just like, you guys are literally talking about the guy that's been warning and advising everyone to take control, take custody of your keys. You're talking shit about the product that actually implements that same philosophy, earns you yield. And they're so fucking stupid. They don't understand that it's just like Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin fucking inflates. It's not deflationary. It inflates. It doesn't go to the people that buy the coins. It goes to the miners to uphold the network. So the miners take their Bitcoin and they dump it for electricity and profit. And guess what? As that price of Bitcoin goes down, they're going to have to dump more and more of it to pay their electrical bills because it's worth less and less. So they're going to see the nasty effects of what happens when your inflation goes solely to miners to protect your network. It's just proof of work is kind of proven to be obsolete. And again, like Bitcoin paved that path, but it was the first, right? Like we found better, more efficient ways to still maintain that decentralization, like proof of stake, proof of weight, like with Hex, and then proof of stake with what we're going to PulseChain. And the idiots don't see the juxtaposition between Bitcoin and what Hex does, except instead of giving the inflation to miners, you give it to the staking class. So they realize that inflation. And that's how you realize these high yields, because 10% of the tokens is staked. So you get a much larger percentage of that 3.69% annual inflation. And they can't make the connection. You have Richard doing his outrage marketing right now. So people have trouble struggling getting past that. And it's at this point, like I find myself getting very, very angry as I watch this shit because I want to resort to the ad hominem attacks and just call these people fucking morons because they can't see the clear cut, like these are very similar things except improved, and they just can't see it, and they're too stupid, and they claim themselves to be the people that are the leaders in the space and the big brains in the space, and they're idiots. And it's to this point, it's getting really frustrating to me to continuously see this come on. So I hope Richard goes on the show, crushes them. When Crypto Man Ran brought up like, hey, you guys should debate him. They started like, I'm literally watching like one dude like gulping on stream and like, well, Eric Wall did a pretty good job. I think he crushed him last time. So you could just watch that. Like they're fucking scared because they know it's going to look really bad for their brand when someone who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about goes on there and smacks them around. And that's exactly what happened if he went up against someone like Richard. So I'm getting a little tired of it. As far as the Celsius thing, yeah, man, it's you see a lot of these lending platforms. So we have Celsius, we have Three Arrows Capital, which is a over leveraged hedge fund. Like these people, these companies, they're collapsing because they get too greedy. They're over leveraged. They're starting to get called on all these positions they have, and they're going under, and they're using Celsius literally stopped you from being able to withdraw your money because they're using your money right now to try to pay down their fucking all their calls. Like they're getting liquidated like as we speak, and they're using your money to try to prevent from going under. So they're just straight up crooks. There's videos and warning signs previously of them just slowly siphoning money out of the system for a long time, giving it to his wife getting rid of the tokens. Like it's just bad. So Celsius is going down. Three Arrows Capital, they're hurting. Everyone's watching their loan position right now on Ethereum. They took out like 233,000 Ethereum at one point. Like they're getting close to liquidation. They're trying to lower that number. I think last I looked, it was like somewhere between $900 and $800, where they get liquidated. But I mean, it's wild. You just see these big players that are just overextending themselves, playing around with other people's money, and they just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar and they're getting crushed. And you have someone who's been preaching the opposite of it, that's built a product that demonstrates what crypto is supposed to be, and it gets the most hate, the most discrimination, and all these fucking so-called galaxy big brains can't fucking see it because Richard buys too much Prada and Gucci, and they can't get past that. I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yep. I mean, and Celsius is one that I've heard about pretty much close to the beginning of it, and that was one of the first, I guess, more mainstream yield bearing kind of things. And it's like, hey, Hex has been around, you know. Hex is kind of, I think it was DCC we called, like, at the time, like, Hex was kind of viewed as like the dark side of that, you know, yield.
What a fucking joke.
And now, like, the dark side is, you know, come to light. Or
it was always the dark side. It's so funny too, because like one of the things that Alex Mashinsky was just like didn't realize what he was doing, and like what made Celsius stand out, because there's a lot of different lending platforms. So what made them stand out was they gave really good returns on Ethereum, and like no one could compete with their returns on Ethereum. And everyone's like, what the heck? Like they're giving 8% if you lend them their Ethereum. And what they had done, they took out one of the largest positions, if you guys don't know, of staked ETH, and it goes to this protocol called Lido. And essentially what it is you're buying the staked ETH that you'll be able to redeem after the merge, and you'll get the ETH, and it'll be able to be redeemed for the ETH and whatever your yield is at that time. But as we saw, the merge got pushed off, and who knows when that's coming out, and that market's very illiquid. So it's like there's very little liquidity, and they have millions and millions and millions of dollars invested into staked ETH, and they can only get out tens of thousands of dollars. Like they're screwed. And that's what they were doing. They're like, hey, they're taking people's ETH, buying staked ETH, and like, oh cool, we'll have this massive position. We can give people 8% on ETH. And now they're illiquid. They need funds, and they can't even reach into one of their largest bags. So that's screwed. It's kind of like the Maxi thing, right? Like you have this cool derivative of a Hex stake, and it sells at a premium right now, or you have to buy it at a premium, right? But there's a liquidity issue. At a certain point, there's going to be too much slippage because there's just not much liquidity provided. It's not a bad thing. It's just you're not going to be able to trade large positions. So now, like Celsius, who had a large position in staked ETH, is just screwed now when they actually need that liquidity, and they don't have access to it.
Yeah. So Black Hexagon, I know, you know, Celsius has been more like a mainstream. Do you know anyone, you know, affected by this? Then you know, I know you travel and you meet a lot of people. Do you know anybody that was, I guess, part of this unfortunate incident?
No, I'm such a hardcore Hexagon that I mean,
everybody you know already knows about Hex, so they don't need to be in anything else.
Exactly. You know, and I mean, I really just I don't listen to it, right? Like I get people that message me about other coins and, you know, ask me my opinion on things, but I just have zero interest. So I don't go back and forth about, you know, things that aren't a part of the RH ecosystem.
Absolutely. So while we're chatting up a little bit, I know there is a fun thing or two in Vegas for PulseCon that you might want to mention.
Yeah.
And they got a little bit of chatter out in Chicago. So I don't know what you can and cannot say, but tell us what you can, if there's any cool little news bits or events or anything like that.
Oh yeah, PulseCon is going to be sick. I mean, I could tell you about everybody's events. I could tell you about my events. I guess that's kind of like my thing is my husband's like, damn, you like go to fucking everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
like,
I guess the most newsworthy.
You also put on a lot of the events.
Yeah, any late editions, yeah.
Yeah. So for Crypto Sparble for KSB, we are throwing a golf tournament. It's going to be on Labor Day, so that's the day before PulseCon gets started. It's that Monday, September 5th. And for us, you know, we like to have a good time, but we also like to hang with the people. Like we want to talk, we want to network, we want to, you know, meet everybody. And PulseCon is going to be amazing, especially if they get 3,000 people out there. You're going to have, you know, I guess the way it's set up is that in the mornings you have like 3 hours, basically a main stage with, I want to say his name is Mitch Lowe, the guy from Netflix. Richard is one of the speakers. What's the other guy's name? I can't think of it. You need to go to PulseCon 2022. But and then in the evening, it's just basically like exhibitor booths. So it's going to be a lot of people out there. There's going to be a lot of things out there. But how much are you going to be able to, hang out with people? I think you really got to go to like all the extra events, right? You got to go to like the golf tournament, Power City Stone, the DJ Lethal party on the 7th. That's going to be sweet. They got this thing going with boxable homes where like if you're into like the tiny homes, by going through the PulseChain blockchain, you could get priority listing to buy one of these tiny homes. So these are all just things that are going to bring a lot of new adoption to PulseChain. I mean, like having these connections in these industries that aren't really crypto related. The Pulsification Joker and them, they're doing something at a speakeasy. Just like fun stuff. Suzanne, who makes all the bling.
They're so awesome.
Yeah, their stuff is so awesome. Like at the Zook nightclub, like one of the actual PulseCon events. I want to say she's having like a fashion show before. Cool. I think Dougie Fresh is performing. I mean, I'm not like a huge old school rap fan, but the fact that like they're bringing, like Suzanne is bringing out all these different OGs to come and be a part. Her and CZ, I think, are putting together the fashion show. I heard like RG's gonna be in it, Patrick's gonna be in it, just a bunch of people, So anything that you can do, like for some people, it is a bear market. So I can get, if you can't afford, the full package or the VIP experience, but just come out to Vegas and do something, right? So I'm probably, because I throw events, I'm probably most excited for the golf tournament. We already got Hex merch. It has a customized hole. Pulsecon has a customized hole. Crypto Sparble has one. My husband's company, Black Ink, has one. I want to say PulseApp has one. And then like we have a couple of smaller sponsors that are contributing to the gift bag. All the golfers will get a swag bag with different golf items in it. Another fun thing is that me and Freddie, I don't know where he is, but we're planning on shooting a music video at the golf tournament event.
Oh yeah.
Finally.
This is happening. I know. I was trying to do it in Chicago this week, but
yeah, my husband couldn't swing. We couldn't do it. We got the kids and stuff, but everybody's gonna be, my whole family will be out there in Vegas, so it'll just be better for us to do it. But so like some of the sponsors, right? If they can't go to the actual tournament, if they just want their customized hole, their brand out there to be able to give away stuff, then I am willing to hire girls to man their hole, right? Because it's supposed to be like a party at every hole.
What?
Right?
That's fucking. That's dope.
Girls
right?
to man the holes.
So the girls that man the holes for companies.
How appropriate for
there,
Vegas.
How are the girls going to handle these holes?
I want them to be comfortable. So we're going to get them in like some nice like Hex merch, PulseChain, bikini tops, like shorts. Just like a good time. So I think that's going to be a cool, awesome, music video ad to like roll up in the golf cart to different holes, to like different girls tapping out drinks. Like, what more of a Hex flex is that?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good music video.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, and then this guy wants to get like a Lambo golf cart. I don't know if I was supposed to say that. Your wife's going to be like, no.
Send Billy Ray quotes, and then be a different dude, right?
Yeah, I might have to break out the mullet for the music video.
Yeah.
The king of flex. If anybody was gonna remix that song, it had to be you.
Yeah, like it's a great song. It's a good beat.
KSB TV for the win.
Yes.
What's up, Nardo? Long time no see, my friend.
I should probably actually tell you where to go. KSB.TV/golf. That has all the information. We have 2 start times. Early start time for the real golfers. That one starts at 7 a.m. And then for more of the like, Vegas having a good time, gonna sleep till 11, 12, we have a 1:30 start time as well. And that one actually has a bigger prize pool already. I'm still recruiting people to donate Pulse and PulseX to the prize pool. Just from Patrick's onboarding account, we have a total of 10 million, 5 million PulseX and 5 million Pulse. I'm sure that number is going to go up. Even with the number of participants, that number is going to go up. But just a little something to get it started.
And they should go subscribe to the KSB TV YouTube channel as well, right? Because they recently rebranded it, and so they need people to go over there and subscribe, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Right now, they are still streaming on both. Like we use the Restream app to encourage people to go over to the other one. But the idea is really to get all of their English content on KSB. Because the YouTube algorithm, it really does kill it when they go from English to German. Like you can see it in the numbers every time the spikes down, and I don't know. They know what they're talking about. I don't know that algorithm stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think you're gonna build up. I mean, if you already have a good following, you'll build up your US channel, I think, way quicker than what you did the first time. Now
we hope so. We have like 5,000 subscribers over on Crypto Sparkle and like 300 on KSB, and we've been at it
balance that out.
A few months.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people know they've rebranded as much. So
I think
that's good to get the word out.
Yeah, they can definitely do more to get the word out, I think, because I didn't know. I just thought it was like, oh, well, I'm already subscribed. And then I saw the other channel. I was like, oh, crap, I'm not subscribed to it. So,
Yeah. So we'll do better trying to get that information out there.
Cool deal. Well, thank you for bringing us up to date on that. Just, I guess, a couple of other topics. Talking a little like hex price motley. I think we're at like 3 cents or just under or just over. Like, you still think we go lower? I know the hope for a lot of
some penny.
Some people is to get sub penny hex. Rackham had a tweet last night that was, kind of touching on a possibility of mentioning 2 cents as a potential bottom for hex due to some factors, but
do your own thought process. Don't rely on others to tell you what the price is going to do. I'll leave it at
that. Agreed. But I would want to see, how close to the bottom you think we might be. There's just going to be either PulseChain launch or likely, I guess, a Bitcoin kind of capitulation down to 15, 11, 10K, something like that.
Yeah, so initially I was thinking, because like I wanted like 1 cent hex, right? And like everyone wanted 1 cent hex. And so going by like the herd mentality, we just like probably wouldn't get it. But now as we go on and these markets just get worse and worse, and you have these large players just following like dominoes right now in DeFi with Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, Sailor looking at liquidation. All these people are coming up to these like massive liquidations in the market. Like Hex is an amazing product, but it's not immune to the crypto space in general or the S&P 500 or these rate hikes. We got our first rate hike. It seemed largely kind of factored in, but we're going to get another one next month, right? And we think we have 1 or 2 more left in this year. It could get bad. And I kind of been, Tendies and I have been talking about this, but like I'm starting to side with him. It's like I really do feel like we kind of have to hit that max pain threshold, and we're just not there. Like the shark players in the ecosystem, larger sharks, like they have to feel a little bit of pain for the first time. Like you have to go from, yes, you had millions and millions of dollars and earn tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a yield. You might need to feel the squeeze to just like your stack's now down to 1 million, 2 million. Maybe you break under 1 million for the first time if we go sub-cent. Like we really do need to experience some of those thresholds, those periods of pain where people just think it's done, it's over with, right? And then you have that transference of wealth from the weaker hands or the people that are fearful and just want to get a cash position and move on. you need that transference into the new cycle, the new group of people coming up that are hungry, that want to hold for the next 100x, next 1000x, 10,000x. So you're going to have that transference happen. And I don't think that happens until you really start experiencing that max pain. And we just happen to be coming up in a crazy macro environment that's probably going to provide it. And then we have a very unstable crypto environment that's collapsing all around us. Obviously, our product is superior and will be fine, but it's not subject to escape the price depreciation that we're going to see with everything else in here as well, with these big players going under and this over leveraged inflated money going out of the ecosystem. So it could get really ugly. I have my ideas on a couple targets, but we'll see. This is a good point where you can start looking at your DCA strategy, and as you go lower, start increasing the percentage of your buys is what I recommend people, so you don't miss it altogether.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people even, I mean, it doesn't matter what asset class, crypto or traditional markets, I guess newer people try to time the absolute bottom. So if you think, oh, well, the market's come down a lot, I'm going to put an order in here because say, hey, Bitcoin 20K was the first high before it busted through at this most recent cycle. So that's a natural support. That's the bottom. And that bottom breaks, that chart breaks, and we actually start dipping heavily below. If you went all in at that level, then you have no firepower left to do it. So as you were saying, why not spread out those moves over time? It's so unlikely that you'll ever catch an exact bottom, but in the long term, if you hold, these assets for years and years, that will be a blip or a small, just little tick on your gains over time, because you've averaged in, you got it right over the course of years, not, just days or something like that. I'm talking years, and those gains are just going to compound, and you're going to win anyway. But it's another form of delayed gratification in a sense.
It's just amazing how much like you can amplify your bag too. Once we start getting to that like low 1 cent, and then if we get that max pain and we start going sub cent, like you have OG rates. Like you can literally wind back time and you can come in as an OG if you prepared yourself right. Like you said, like you don't want, it is an extreme position, but you don't want to be in that position and be dry powderless as well, right? Like have nothing to fire off if we break sub cent, because that's life-changing opportunity that you might not get to see again. So being prepared for all circumstances are good in a scenario like this. And I can't remember what stream I was on. I think it was Million or Moon, but I talked about this as well. And let's say you don't necessarily hit some of your price targets. Let's say you missed some of them and you feel like you missed out. Like we have the beautiful thing of PulseChain coming in our ecosystem as well. So you almost like even if you miss some of your DCA targets, like you have a new opportunity coming with PulseChain. Like you'll have chances to buy a good deal on PulseChain. You'll have a good chance to buy a deal on PulseX. You'll have a chance to buy a good deal on Hex on PulseChain or eHex. Like these new opportunities will come with this new ecosystem as well. So like don't let your emotions start controlling the wheel as you're going through this. You're like, well, it's not going to hit. I need to dump now. It's like, they don't hit. It's fine. Like you'll move on. You'll have other opportunities present itself down the road. Just stick to your guns, do what makes sense, and don't necessarily follow the herd or go off one individual's price targets. Make that decision for yourself. Take a bunch of input from a bunch of different people, and you'll come up with a much better educated positions as you move on.
Yeah. I have a question, Motley, because this is one area that I deal in a lot, right? Like I meet so many people. Most of them are new to crypto, just trying to get in, really scared to, hop in at certain price points because they don't know if it's going to keep crashing down or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And so I've actually had this conversation. And so for me, I just want them in crypto. I want them to understand what it means to take your money from centralized exchange to your own personal wallet, your own, seeds, all that, right? But they don't want the volatility. So I encourage people, okay, just get some Stablecoin, get some USDC for now, right? And so we've had this conversation a lot. I had it with some How to Post guys, J Money, and then I had it with Patrick and Abit about whether or not it's a good idea to hold stablecoin going into the fort. Do you think that it will have any value to be traded into Hex on PulseChain or PulseChain or PulseX?
Yeah, so with these stable coins, like mainly like USDC, that's predominantly what everyone in our community and a lot of crypto is in. Like it is supposed to be backed 1-to-1 by the dollar, and they have the ability to validate or invalidate these coins. So initially, honestly, they're probably gonna invalidate them, and they're gonna have no value. But there's gonna be people. There will be a copy. There will be this new like P version of USDC, this PRC20 version of USDC. There might be pools that are created, and people on PulseChain say like, well, this PRC20 of USDC has some value. And so like, it might not be a 1-to-1 for the dollar, but someone might be willing to buy up some of your PRC20 for, I don't know, a cent, 5 cents, who knows? Will it have any value? There's no way to determine, but what having stable coins coming up to the fork, which what I was talking about earlier, let's say you miss some of your DCA points at these low hex prices and you feel like you missed out. Even if you're taking stable coins to this fork, you can still bridge it over within the 24 to 48 hours. You can bridge it over and it will have that 1-to-1 value. Yes, you missed out on your copy of Hex, but you have the ability to buy PulseChain, PulseX, or Hex on PulseChain, whichever's at a better discount, right? Because if we believe in the ecosystem and all these products, and they all kind of help interlink and interweave between each other, and they're all going to have their dips and runs, why wouldn't you spend money and buy whatever's on deal? And this is the thing too that people kind of mix up. It's like, well, I'll buy Hex and I'll get the copy. That is true. And depending on what price you bought your Hex, it might be a very good deal, especially as we run up toward the fork. But people have to understand we're going to see probably a sell-off event like we did on Big Payday on what I would guess is eHex. How steep that'll be, I don't know, but I think we will have some sort of sell-off. People are like, well, Hex on PulseChain is going to be because we're going to have split buying pressure, right? So people are going to be like, well, I'm going to bet on this one. So you're going to see some dumping on eHex. And then even on PulseChain, Hex is going to be that first like trading asset because that's how you carry value over, right? Is Hex. That's clearly going to be the number one ERC20 that's copied over that has the most value. So that's also going to be used to be trading for the new shiny objects first. So PulseChain, PulseX. So you have to think, honestly, Hex is probably going to see a dip on PulseChain and on Ethereum chain because it's one, people are going to think it's going to fail on this dying chain. Two, people are going to be more fascinated with the new shiny object and they're going to use that as a tool to buy it. So Hex will get its turn, but it's not going to go first. So it's going to take some time. So there's nothing wrong with bringing over stable coins. Yes, you might lose out on the value of it being copied over, but you do have dry powder essentially to bring to the new ecosystem. And then you can buy what's on a discount. And maybe you get an even better rate on Hex on PulseChain than you would have been trying to DCA on eHex if it's continued to be sold off for PulseX or PulseChain. So there'll always be these different opportunities. And that's what I was trying to express is no matter what play you do, you'll have a chance to make an ungodly amount of money. Don't let your emotions take over and feel like you missed out on something because you'll have numerous different ways to enter into these different asset classes. Just don't let your emotions take over logic.
Footstep says, Motley Investor, can you stake your bridged eHex on PulseChain?
No. You can put it in liquidity pools, but it's not going to function on PulseChain. You can only stake your eHex on Ethereum chain, and you'll only be able to stake your Hex on your what will be called Hex on PulseChain. So eHex will only be able to be put into like liquidity pools. So like the largest eHex liquidity pool will probably be paired with Hex. And you can earn yield and incentive tokens.
There you go. What else is out there? I just wanted to chime in on Ewok's question. What brings us to the Burgh? You are correct. We saw the Cubs, and now we're going to see the Buccos, the Pirates. I wore my other Buccos since I'm not really a Pirates fan, but yeah. Go Bucks of Tampa. But anyway, how you doing there, sir?
I'm good. I'm just reading comments.
Okay.
I was about to say he's awfully quiet.
He's moderating in his own way. He's going through all your chats, so yeah.
I am moderating.
I don't think we have the webcams or whatever is not in the chat yet, so I haven't seen that one pop up. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to get on for a little quick show. We're gonna head out here. Do some downtown pregame stadiums close by, so we're gonna catch the Bucks game. So to fully answer question, we actually did like kind of like a loop. So we're like DC area. We went up, hit the Detroit Tigers game. That was a really cool town. Never been. And I guess Ford Field, the Red Wings arena, like Little Caesars, and then Comerica was where the Tigers play. They're all like right there. So there's plenty of money there. And I know a lot of areas of Detroit have been hit pretty hard, but at least around those stadiums, it was really cool. So Chicago, I had no idea. I'd been right around the city. Never knew it was that big. It's like when we were driving out, we drove through the whole entire city for like 20 minutes because you kept going around the lake. And it's like, oh, okay, that's the end of the city. And then another part of the city would appear in another part. So that was really cool. I have some family out there. Shout out Coffee, who was, at the event. And now we're in Pittsburgh. So there's the very long answer to that question. And good to see Hexander and a bunch of others. It was really cool. I was like blown away by like the comments, the compliments on the show. Like people say, they watch, and a lot of people like, I'm sure they tell every streamer this, but it's my favorite show. So,
you're special, Cabana.
That's right, yeah. I'll think that way. So yeah. What was your favorite part of the your very short but fun trip there, Black Hexagon?
I want to say it was the meetup before, but I don't know. It just kept getting better, and I don't know. Maybe it was because we kept having more drinks.
The alcohol was fun.
But I mean, even the barbecue at the end of the night, I think you had already like called it a night by then. But
I was partying with other Hexicans.
Yeah, everything just kept like working out. Like we went from right behind home plate to like easily finding the Hexicans, in the behind the home run section. Like it was just the whole day, just like everything was just working out perfect. It was awesome.
Yeah, Bob, I wish you could have hung out there with us, man. It was a good time. But priorities, man, as you said right there. Yep. So
family first.
Family, that always takes precedence. I don't know. We've been here close to maybe an hour, well, 45 minutes or so. It'll probably be a very short show. We can go around the room and shill our stuff. Did you have a shill you wanted to do? Because I've seen you wear a lot of.
I'm here to shill. Ready quotes. New music coming soon. Be in Vegas for the music video shoot.
There you go. He has been shilled. Motley Investor, man. Where can we find it? What's going on? Oh, what'd you think of the Valentina fight and the Glover Teixeira? Did you watch those?
Yeah. Glover Teixeira, man, didn't he got choked out in like the last like
right
20
at the very
seconds,
end,
which is wild.
Yeah. And he had that fight. It was,
of course he had that
he
fight.
Went for it.
He had that fight. And he's a jiu-jitsu guy too, and he was just too tired, and he was I don't even remember who his opponent was, the name of him, but he was able to sink that choke last minute. It was wild. That was crazy because I would have picked Glover Teixeira for sure. Yeah. And then Shevchenko, man, she had her toughest fight to date. Like she was really pushed to the edge. Again, I don't remember who her opponent was, but that was she really had to gut that one out, and it was close. Like I think she probably got a little bit more of an edge because she was the champion. But
and I like that. You have to beat the champion. Like even
if it's close, like you have to take it away. Like you either have to be dominant, put them away. Like if it's close, you're probably better off airing to the champion side. But yeah, that was a really tough fight for her. So she pulled it off.
Yeah, that was outstanding. Well, we'll resume with the shilling. Where can we find
Yep, Motley Investor everywhere, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, wherever. Follow us in our Telegram group t.me/Legion VC News. Me, Tindies, and Nikki Crypto are working on a project here that hopefully we can release soon, so stay tuned for that. Hexmerch.com if you want any swag for Pulsecon. We'll be out there. I don't know if I'll be out there just because I got to spend enough time on the island. But go give us a follow. Go check out those sites and enjoy.
Sweet. Before we get to Black Hexagon, I want to shout out Value Brand. Hung out with him both nights and last night as well. So he, Freddie, Hexagon 720, all had some probably the most densest pizza we've ever.
The Chicago.
Oh my God.
Chicago deep dish with like 3 meats on it. You could only have like 2 pieces max, and you were just out.
It's too much.
It was amazing.
Too much.
It was totally worth it.
So I see who's not a part of the Crypto Fitness Challenge.
No, it is not.
Hey, I did wake up to work out at like 5 in the morning this Wednesday.
There you go.
I did not wake up this morning.
Black Hexagon, I know you showed some stuff for PulseCon, but maybe touch on one big thing again, or where else we can find you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat. The website to go to, KSB TV. If you're in San Diego or around San Diego for this weekend, Sunday, come down to Mission Beach. We'll be out there. We got some gear. We got some Hex merch with us if you want to, pick up some swag. And then me and my husband, we've been doing this thing. I guess it's a part of our onboarding, our couples ministry. We do a stream on Sundays called Couples in Crypto. We've had some pretty cool guests on there. Hex 19, I saw him in the chat room today. Him and Mom 19 are freaking awesome. You can learn so much from, a couple that has been through all the real challenges of finances, crypto, marriage,
everything.
All of that, So if you haven't subscribed, it's Black Ink or Black Crypto, BLAKC Crypto. Just subscribe to our channel and check us out on Sundays. I know Lauren probably doesn't consider herself in crypto, but she loves me and I love her. So I'm going to convince her to come on.
Good luck. That's what I was saying. I was like, that's on you. That's not on me. I don't think it's going to happen, but you can try.
I probably won't, but she's my girl. So I'm going to try.
Good luck. Good luck.
But yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. I love happy hours. So I'm happy to be here just learning from the big brain on the stage. Mr. Yeah.
Glad we're on the same page, sir.
I had to get it right there. All right. Thank you both for coming on, Black Hexagon. It was such a good time again seeing you, and Molly, hopefully look forward to hanging out with you here in a little over a month. Maybe we'll see. I know you got to count your days.
Yep. Well, I told Freddie if he can't find anyone to replace me, I'm in. So
right,
I mean that.
Well, we are going to close. Bring it in here.
Is that his intro music?
Get it here. There we go.
I got a haircut too.
I did get a haircut.
Sweet. Kayla's like, I'm going on my phone.
I got a request.
If there's any Hexicans in Pittsburgh, come party with Cabana and I. Real talk. Hit me up on Twitter.
There you go. Boom.
That's awesome.
All right. What were we saying, Black Hexagon, or are we going to close out?
No, I got a request in the chat to post the link, so I was trying to do that. Okay.
Did you post it? I'll throw it up there real quick.
I posted
the one. Just say it again real quick. We'll close.
YouTube is Black Crypto, BLAKC RYPTO, and then KSB.TV, YouTube, easy to find, KSB.
Awesome. Well, we will leave it at that. We'll be back for a full show next Friday from the studio, the last one from the studio until I'm off on destination happy hours. So I hope I can bring all of those beautiful beaches to the show. We'll see, depending upon weather. So thank you, everybody. All the Hexicans that we met in Chicago, you guys rock. Anybody else who's in chat wants to do these meetups, do them. They are awesome. They're so much fun. And we'll see you very soon. Next Friday.
Later.
See ya.